you come your little face up? Do what you're told, I'll mess you up. Why don't your uniforms match my rules? Here, take this red cup for you. Grab your mask and pull it up. Do what you're told, I'll mess you up. Why don't your uniform match my rules? I don't think you trust A self-righteous rule mandates. I cry when officials turn to lies. Mask up! Why don't you cover your little face up? Do what you're told, I'll mess you up. Why don't you uniform match my rules? Here, take this red cup for you. Grab your mask and pull it up. Do what you're told, I'll mess you up. Why don't you uniform match my rules? I don't think you trust A self-righteous rule mandates. I cry when officials turn to lies. Self-righteous rule mandates. I cry when officials turn to lies.
Referee with your red, why have you forsaken me? In your lives, forsaken me. In your red, forsaken me. In your lives, forsaken me. Oh, trust AI, a self-righteous rule mandate. Officials turn to lies.
AI, a self-righteous rule mandate. I cry when officials turn to lies. Are we on?
We are now.
Oh, good. We're back for more. And there's a lot to talk about because we didn't have the show last week. We're still in transition with our house, and we're working on a lot of things. But we have IT Ryan with us once again. How you doing, Ryan?
Good.
Everything's good in your life?
Not everything.
Oh, okay. Well, that's unfortunate. And we have Deadpool in the hot seat. What's up, Deadpool?
What's up?
How you doing?
Good.
Just kind of good? Tired? Did you like that? We can't hear you. You have a mic, buddy.
Tired.
You can pull the mic to you.
Ow.
Pull it to you. Pull. And there. See, you're all good. And Jack is at church, but he's doing some camp meeting, but he'll be back and we'll join the show. Until then, we have Scary Doll in the, what is that, therapy couch? And we have a lot to talk about. So today we're going to talk about Club's latest manipulation, how they're going to manipulate all you parents that bow down to whatever scam they're selling. We're going to cover all of that. We're going to announce 2 top coaches in Arizona, according to me. It's according to me. And these coaches don't even know yet. But they'll know because I'll share this to them. And Jack got invited to MLS Next. We're talking about that. I'll show you the email of the invite. Did you get invited? Let us know. And Phoenix College update, what's going on with PC and how we're doing. And State Cup, we're going to talk about State Cup and all the winners. And GCU loses 2-0 to Washington. But did the officials screw that game up? Did you watch that game? Did you see what happened that completely changed the game? We're going to do a segment on know your rules, and we're going to cover all that. But first, we're going to pause for a commercial break.
This episode is brought to you by CoachCamera.com, a place where you can get all your merchandise. Go to CoachCamera.com, click on the store, and buy the most expensive t-shirt you've ever bought, or the most expensive mug you've ever bought. You know why? Because I'm featured on it. I'm like the Nike symbol. Once you put me on it, it's going to cost twice of the value. But more importantly, you're contributing to a wonderful podcast. You will sustain this podcast if you make. I'm sorry, Coach Cam, I can't do this anymore.
So apparently we're having an error on doing comments. So I'm sending a test. And if you're watching the show, go ahead and do a test run for us and comment and let us know it's working. Is it working?
We're in.
All right,
Yep,
we're good.
that's good.
All right, so first up, we have GCU who lost. I was watching online. It was on YouTube Live. And GCU loses to Washington 2-0. But what really happened was the officials got involved in a weird way, and it was all over a handball. What is a handball? Do you know what the handball rule is? Is it when the ball hits your hand or the hand hits the ball? What is the rule? But this one is interesting. So this is a perfect time to do a segment on Know Your Rules.
Learn your rules. You better learn your rules. If you don't, you'll be eaten in your sleep. Learn your rules. You better learn your rules. If you don't, you'll be eaten in your sleep. Learn your rules. Learn your.
So learn your rules, and we'll learn some rules with you today. What's a handball? So at the GCU game against Washington, Washington was up 1-0, but GCU early on in the second half had an opportunity to score. They crossed the ball in, and a handball happened. So Ryan, go ahead and play that video. Is this a handball or not?
Challenge in ball one by Fernandez. Oh, is that a handball? No handball. Came off the foot of the defender and came up.
It is a handball. Absolutely is a handball. Arm is extended. What do you think? Is that a handball? Referee, both referees were very close. Did they make the right decision of a no call? Ron, I think we have another video. Can you play the video that's zoomed in so we can take another look?
That's Chris Myers on the shot. Let's take another look at this possible handball situation. That's certainly
possible. I should have kept that video going because the video of it was so obvious. It's like, well, the hand was in a natural position. Is this natural?
It just bounced off his arm
He kicked it into his arm.
on purpose.
It doesn't matter.
I think that's the dumbest rule in soccer. Personally, I think that's the stupidest rule in soccer. But if that's a rule, I've learned it.
He was doing the Hitler salute.
It was like
That
this.
is not a natural position.
Running.
No. He
I
kicked
disagree.
flailed his foot out, extended his arm, and that's unnatural.
Oh, Rick Tillmans
It's-
agrees with you.
It's a handball.
unfortunately.
It's a
100% handball, says Rick Tillmans.
Of course it is. And the referees said play on. And this just happened to my college team on Thursday. We're playing Scottsdale Community College, and almost exact same play. No call. It was in the first 10 seconds of the game, and we should have a penalty kick right away. But these referees are scared.
Get penalty kicks for that?
Yes, Ryan, you get penalty kicks. So it changes the games. You should not get punished for being in the box, serving a ball, putting the. It's so frustrating. It changes the GCU is that they got countered 2 minutes later and gave up a goal. And it always happens that way when a referee really screws up like that. And it was such an easy call that the other team benefits on it totally. So that's a big deal and something we got to deal with at the next level. Anyways, what do you think? Is it a handball? Of course it is. Did the referee make a major mistake? Absolutely. And it's a problem. And that's our segment on Know Your Rules.
Learn your rules. You better learn your rules. If you don't, you'll be eaten in your sleep. Learn your
What? Carlos says that referee was from Washington in North Carolina. Well,
That
that's
explains it.
fortunate. What do you think, Deadpool? Why are you just staring at me? Creepy. Okay. All right. So yeah, Deadpool just give me a blank stare of scary. Do you have any thoughts on the matter? Okay. I'm glad we mic'd you up. Yeah. So it's a handball. It's obvious. The referee apparently was from Washington, but these referees, you change the game completely. Just do your job. Call it. Don't get the human element about things about, oh, that's probably not fair. They just call the fouls. That's it. Just call the fouls. Be consistent and just roll with it. Just roll with it. And if you have to give 5 red cards to one team because they're stupidly violent, you give them 5 red cards. You just do it. It doesn't have to be even. For whatever reason, Deadpool, Ryan, referees feel like they have to keep everything even with cards. Like, look at the score sheet. They had 5 yellows. They had 4. The foul count was even. It was fair. No, that's not fair. That's what I would consider.
Communism.
Yes, but an example, when you're dealing with money and dealing with concessions at Phoenix College a lot. If it's always exact, then there's concerns. How's it always perfect? And you work in retail. Is your cash register always perfect?
No, we were off like 75 cents today.
Yeah, it's
For
always
that
off.
reason.
If it's always perfect, then you're going to what's going on? Someone's stealing, kind of thing. Referees, same thing. It doesn't have to be, the foul count doesn't have to be even. And I know what you're doing. You're kind of like, you have one AR maybe taking, stats on how many fouls they were and the other AR doing that. And you're trying to keep it consistent so it's fair. That's not fair. There's a thing called a team that's really good, a team that's average or really bad, and it's different. The one that's in possession majority of the time will have less fouls. The team that has a pack it in and counter will probably have more fouls. It's not even. Think about it. Anyways, I'll move from there. But it did spark a something we're going to do once the world opens in Phoenix. Will it ever open? Who knows? I'm going to set up a game. I got 2 games I'm setting up at Phoenix College. I'm going to have teams come in. I'm going to do one game. We're doing the point system game, which I've promised. And then the second game we're going to do is we're going to do referees like the officials for tennis. We're going to get these huge scaffolds, one on each side. They're going to call offsides, everything from there. They call from everything and see how successful they are and get some feedback from teams. Will that work? What do you think? Do you think referees, 2 referees versus 3 or 4, 2 referees up high with a megaphone just screaming about foul, foul on number 5, right? And they can keep stats. That'd be good too. And call from that vantage point, because obviously on the field, the way the officials are being taught, you got to be close to the play and all that. They don't see anything that close. Plus, they're getting tired and all that. I want fat, lazy referees with good eyes, perched up like they do for tennis. 2 of them, and just look and catch everything from that vantage point. We'll save money, less referees. And if you get screamed at, you're protected on a perch. And we can give you water balloons or something like that. If coaches are yelling, you just hit them with the water balloon. But I think you'll get yelled at less if you are perched up.
That would be a fun way to red card. Red balloon.
You could be red card. I'm doing that. I'm going to do both.
Water balloons?
No.
You should.
No, I'm doing the point system game, and I'm gonna do the official game and get feedback. We can change the game if we keep trying to experiment on these things, and I'm excited about doing those things. I just gotta find a couple. We will be doing that. What do you think? Comment. Do you think that's a good idea? Different ways, and I'm gonna get real referees too. Put them up there and hear what they have to say, and then put non-referees like myself that actually will be honest. Give an opportunity to see the game differently. Perched up. Club update. Here we go. So West Valley. I want to talk about 3 clubs right now. I want to talk about West Valley, Gilbert, RSL. West Valley links up with PSG. So how does that happen? So I found a way, or I went on Google and I Googled PSG. How do you become part of the PSG, and how does that work? It's very simple. Buy it. Deadpool. You can buy it. What do you want to buy? Okay. Deadpool wants to buy nothing. But you can just purchase it. It's a franchise, and they're going to give you a curriculum and show you how to market and all this stuff and, whatever. And they're kind of forced upon because you have to compete with the fake MLS Next, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But I don't mean to be mean. I do feel bad, and I'll feel bad after, but I'm going to do it. Gilbert Arsenal, Pyramid of Greatness. Let's play that video, my friend Davey.
Soccer Club is we were fortunate to be in the inaugural class nationwide and are the only club in the state of Arizona that is Players First licensed.
Only
Players
club.
First is a branded
That's Players
holistic
First.
club soccer experience
Sounds
for
good.
players and parents, which emphasizes the development
David,
of
you're
each
putting me to
individual
sleep.
his or her full potential and helps parents make better choices about where their children should play.
You should. This is taking too long.
The
Are you able to
Players
speed
First
this up?
license is created to
Can you
fast-
differentiate clubs
See if you
in
can
the
fast forward
marketplace.
this thing. Oh, thank gosh.
There it is. Catching any of this?
Yes. Because you can just read it.
That's exactly what high school is like.
Yeah. Okay, cut that thing off. All right. So Dave, all you need to do is go in between the slow talk and the speed and be somewhere in the middle and just go a little faster. Yeah, that's what we need to do. So Gilbert Arsenal is all about players first because they're not MLS Next. They're not good enough to be at MLS Next. They're not worthy. So they're part of Players First. They're part of this program. They're the only team or club that's affiliated in such a way. Okay. And then West Valley, Worth, PSG. Everyone has to find a way to market themselves. So you can't be part of MLS Next. That's only for the special people. Speaking of special people, RSL's uniform company adds another club into surprise, I think. So RSL, all the clubs are the same, except they all buy the same uniform, and someone's making a killing on uniforms. And I guess they can share players. But it's so annoying, like, who you playing RSL? Which one? I don't know. Who's in your bracket? RSL. Just one other? No, three other. RSL, South, North, East, West. There's a lot. And I don't know how RSL can produce that many uniforms. It's shocking, but they are the biggest one. But it is sad to see that it's just everyone has a gimmick of we do it this way, we do it that way, and they kind of have no choice. It's all about MLS Next, right? Right, Deadpool? Yeah. How come you're not
When
speaking?
did you become mute?
Yeah. Why are you mute?
This is how we know you've never seen Deadpool.
You.
Oh.
There you are.
Do you have your swords?
No, they're inside.
Okay. All right. Well, it is what it is. But I believe the Pyramid of Greatness at Gilbertson is pretty cool. But there's good coaches, and we'll talk about coaches. There's good coaches in every club, and we're going to hit two clubs. RSL's one of them. They have a great coach, and we'll hit another club in Batavia we'll cover. Jack gets invited to MLS Next. I don't know if Jack's going to make it on the show. He should be home soon, and he might call in, but we kind of butchered that in the pre-show. But hopefully he'll call in. You could actually text him and call in. But let's talk about Jack.
Like he'll respond to my text.
Yeah, we're going to Jack now. El Rojo. So El Rojo's not here.
That's crazy. Totally matched up with the video.
Yeah. Jack gets invited to MLS Next. Here's the email. What's the email say?
Hello. This is Mike Kraus, Academy Director for RSLAZ MLS Next teams. I wanted to reach out in regard to Jack Cameron. He has been scouted by one of our staff members, and I would like to invite him out to train with our 2006 MLS Next team next week. Next week, we are training Tuesday through Thursday nights. We'd love to see Jack against our top players.
But it
So,
says out.
It does say out.
He
It just took
typed
me
it
way
wrong.
too long to figure out what that meant.
It's a personal email, Ryan. He even misspelled out.
Wow.
So it wasn't a copy and paste. He really took his time and misspelled words to let us know Jack is wanted by the great Mike Kraus. And thank you,
Yeah.
Mike, for
He-
bringing
he-
him out.
He stamped it like the queen. Like,
Yeah,
that's
all right.
him and everything. That's like his whole
And-
business card right there.
I'm not gonna lie. When I saw that, it was like they think Jack's good. I like gave me warm and fuzzies, right? Right, Deadpool? Yeah, warm and feeling good. You know, kind of like our therapy couch with Crazy Doll. What's the doll's name?
Scary doll.
Scary Doll.
Not
we need,
super scary.
we need to
right
send
now.
it to Dakota. Yeah, it's I felt so privileged. I'm like, they want Jack, but look where it is. So put the overlay on about where it's at, and where is it at, Ryan? Where's the tryouts at?
Which one am I? He's 2006, right?
Yeah,
Tumbleweed and Salt River,
far away,
and Chandler and Scottsdale. Oh,
and it's deep, far away. So if this is supposed to be like the greatest players to come together at Tumbleweed and Salt River, it has to be the best versus centrally located where all the best players will come into. But that doesn't matter because MLS Next is RSL, SC Del Sol, Phoenix Rising,
A B C D E F G.
not the Arsenal. I don't know why. Arsenal's pretty good. But it's just another league, people. Everyone's getting caught up on this new scam. And I can't wait to replay this video. Well, I can and cannot. Wait to replay this in a couple of years when the next thing's going to be FIFA World Cup League. Be part of it. You'll be in the next World Cup. I mean, it's they're going to be selling something. Everyone's selling something because of MLS Next. The ones that were not worthy to be part of it, they have to come up with something to keep people believing in them. Versus just this. You want to be just produce player? Just produce them. Look at this player. Video them. This is what they look like when they entered our club. They sucked. 4 years later, this is what the player looks like. Now this player looks like a baller because they're technical. But who does that? They don't. They rape, they pillage, they take over, and they just want them at the very end. Like, oh, they went to UCLA, they went to ASU, they transferred over here, or whatever, and they might only had them for a year. It's just versus, are they technical? You got one job to do, Soccer Clubs of America. Make sure the players are technical and they're not scared to have the ball in the game. And the only way that's going to happen is if they're allowed to touch the ball, they're allowed to look up, they're allowed to make their own decisions. So when it gets to the next level and the next level beyond that, they're prepared. Your job is to prepare. Am I on this camera? I don't even know what camera I'm on.
Front camera.
Okay. But yeah, that's your only job. Back in the day, Santos, we knew what they did. When you got a Santos player back in the day, you're like, oh, they're technical. But you can't say that about any other club right now. If you get a Rising player, Del Sol player, Gilbert, there is a knock on you guys. You guys kick the ball far and you crush people with athleticism. You're very good at that. It's not your fault. It's cultural based. I don't think coaches have much to do with it other than have some courage and really put those kids in a situation where they're forced to learn technique. Don't let them just kick the ball. Let them deal with pressure and let them fail so they have to go home and get better or they're going to not want to do soccer anymore. Not to get them to quit or anything like that, but we got to change what we're doing. What's wrong with, it's Wi-Fi over there. Anyways, long story short, we have problems and it's a scam. MLS Next is a scam. Not all of it. Majority of it, because it's just a scam, because that's what we have to do. Speaking of MLS Next still, MLS pledged a year ago to fill the void left when the U.S. Soccer Development Academy disappeared. In numbers, the pledge is about to get fulfilled. When U.S. Soccer Development Academy folded mid-April last year, MLS immediately promised to fill that void, and then some. Skeptics question me whether MLS would continue youth focus on only those most promising prospects, but MLS countered that certainly the league would continue to hunt and develop prospects, but any youth wanting to learn and play would get the chance. that chance would come in the new league youth organization called MLS Next. I'm so excited. Are you excited about MLS Next? No. Why not? You don't know? Okay. Well, I'm not excited about it either because it went from exclusive MLS Next. It's exclusive. These are the elite of the elite. But there's MLS Next 1, MLS Next 2. And guess what? There'll be a third as more and more parents get sold on this garbage. It's the same people of DA. It's the same